Hi everyone, it's June from poppyfieldcardcrafts.com. Thank you for joining me today. I have a small craft haul that I want to share with you, and a finished card, nearly finished card I should say, from the Crafter's Companion big haul that I showed you last week. So I have been buying stamps from Woodware. I love the stamps, they're very good to use and I just enjoy using this make of stamps. So this one, I'm going to show you what I do when I get a new stamp, a stamp set or dies as well. So it comes in this packaging, and as you can see I've already used one, and then I have my plastic envelope with the name of the stamp and who it's by, and then I will pop that in there. So with that, but I don't do it straight away, so just bear with me. So we have this one called You're Perfect, and I love this one in particular, You're Perfect Just Like Me. I think that's a hoot. So there's that one. This one is called Vintage Phone. I absolutely love that type of telephone. I really do. So I'm going to have some fun making some cards with this. And with this, I thought if I still have some shiny black cardstock, if I don't, I can still do something else. But shiny black cardstock will be ideal for that stamp, and it's good you know, for the male population as well. So that's Vintage Phone, and there is the storage pocket ready. This one is No Matter What, and some lovely sentiments on here. I met you, I liked you, I love you, I'm keeping you. I think that's super. And chin up, buttercup, you have people who love you no matter what. There's some lovely wording on there. Then we have Vintage Rose. Now on my blog, yes, on my blog last week, I used all of this stamp for a sympathy card. And the reason I chose this particular stamp was because, let me see if I can get this off, and you might see it a little clearer. The lady who passed, she was 98 years old, and she was a very clever, very artistic person, and she loved butterflies. So I was sending the sympathy card to her son from my husband and myself, and I know Marion loved butterflies, so when I saw it, and she loved flowers, so this was ideal because we've got the butterfly there, we have the flowers, we have love in that section, fragile, which I thought was also appropriate. I'm sorry I didn't use the whole stamp, I've just realised I cut it off from about there because it has Rosa postcard, so I didn't want that, so it was to about there. And at the top it has Keeper of My Soul, Holder of My Heart, and I just thought that was so nice, and I stamped it in like a wilted violet, I think. and I think it was a Distress Oxide ink that I used. And it just, the finished result was lovely, and it was sort of distressy looking as well. And you'll find that on my blog from last week. So in this one, we have Elephant Love, and elephants are my favourite animals. But what I do, when I get new stamps, like I said, or a die, I prep the storage folder and pop in the card, but I also stamp the stamps. So that's on there, and it's just nice to see how it is going to look when it's stamped. So that's what I do with that. Just pop that back, put it to one side, and then using the fabulous papers, well, one paper, and you know, I think we all feel this way. This 12 by 12 paper is from Sarah Davies' Vintage Lace collection. It's beautiful, and I have to cut it. So I have made this card for my sister-in-law using that paper, and this was all in the haul that I shared with you last week. So I have used the linen, the luxury linen card, and made it into, it's a 7.5 square card. So cut that for the corner, and I did a strip of the same colour linen card as the back and just finished the edge there. I used the green and the lilac as layers for the sentiment. That's also from, now what's this one called? It's still from, oh, it's Heartfelt Sentiments. I've yet to stamp that because I was using it. I used there, let me see if I can get that, the flower forming foam vintage lace. So I used that for the flowers. That, when I was finished, actually, they were huge, absolutely huge. And I didn't want them as big as they were. If I was just going to use one flower, I would have kept it that size and put it on there. So when it was all glued together, each layer, petal layer, I just used my heat tool, and just gently wafted the heat tool over the flowers, and they started to shrink. And I was very pleased. I'm very pleased how it's turned out. So that is using the flower forming foam. That's difficult to say with that. I used the Vintage Rose, 1, 2, 3, 4 dies for the flowers. Oh, and when I get new dies, I always cut them out on white card and pop them at the back so we can see the size of the petals and what they will look like. So that's another little tip for you if you wanted to do that. So there were the flowers, and for the curly swirly bits, I used 1, 2, 3, and that's from the Vintage Vines. it's a 4 die set. I didn't use that one. So I've got both sides. That's botanical. So you can see what that's like. So did the swirls and just gently kissed some of the tips with Wilted Violet Distress Oxide and Lucky Clover. For the sentiment, oh no, I haven't finished with Crafter's Companion. So for stamens, I use this particular die, which isn't for stamens, but you can, try these things. So this is Crafter's Companion, the pointed petal die set. And then when I had stamped and embossed the birthday wishes, I went to the Papercraft Society box. It's the first box. And I used these two, the large scallop die and the next one down, to mount the sentiment on. And obviously that larger die, there's only one size. So I put it on the green card and then die cut it with the lilac, and then I cut the lilac one straight down the middle, and then just glued this so you can see it at the top and at the bottom. 2 more things. Oh, I didn't show you something else that I got. Those stamps came from CraftStash, and I also got the Tim Holtz, no it isn't, it's Sizzix heat gun. This has been out of stock for quite some time, so I've been desperate to get this. Got it plugged in still. And this silicone mat here, any glue dripping just lands on there, and then when it's cold, you can just take it off. You can also lie that flat. What I really like about this is the on-off. There is an on-off on the gun, and when you switch it on, you have a light showing. So that's wonderful, because I have to admit, maybe twice I have left my craft room only to come in the next day and realised my old glue gun was still switched on. Do not repeat that to my husband. So got this Sizzix gun. So when I was tidying up and I'm taking all of the glue off that silicone pad, I thought I can do something with that. These are, I can't do anything with these, but I just wanted to show you some of the things, how it looked when it dropped. So what I did was used the nice ones from that and added them to the card. I also popped one inside each flower as well. I'm sorry, I think my head may have been in there. Yeah, so we've got one in each flower, and then added those to the card. You really don't have to do much when you've got beautiful paper like that. So sometimes we do struggle at the simplest of tasks, and I wonder if I may have been that. Yes. I wanted to emboss the verse inside. I had 2 attempts and I gave up. You know, usually I can do it in one, but it was not working. And now I'm looking for the other one I tried to show you, but it seems to have gone walkabout. So I wanted to heat emboss. I used the Wow metallic gold rich embossing powder, as I use that a lot, and I just couldn't get that right. So I wish I had. I don't know where that other one's gone. So I tried it again, and not that this would make any difference, but I turned it that way and had the birthday wishes at a jaunty angle, and then that verse down there. And even though I used my anti-static powder well and truly, it didn't work. So I've had to abort that. I shall come back to that with fresh eyes in the morning. It's not our sister-in-law's birthday till Tuesday, and then I'll finish the inside of this card. So there we have it. A small haul, Woodward stamps and the Sizzix hot glue gun, and then just showing you that I've started to use some of the birthday celebrations for Crafters Companion's 14th birthday. So thank you once again for spending some time with me, and until the next video, bye!